Well, good evening and welcome to this week's Speedway Tavern with myself, Chris Browne, the one and only Matt Book.
Good evening.
And
the empty chair in front of me.
And of course, not GA. He should be joining us very, very shortly.
What's the company fine for the lateness?
Listen, you just can't get the stuff. I mean, after 15 years, you'd think he'd remember.
Well, you'd think so, but it's just... never mind. But as I say, GA should be joining us very, very shortly.
Yeah. I think we've got a bit to talk about, especially some...
We have. Well, at the moment, obviously, as you know, the first leg of the championship semi-final between Poole and Redcar is underway at the moment, and it's been very nip and tuck so far. We got it on the in the screen. It was Poole 15, Redcar 9, but the Bears are currently, I think, is it a 5-1 they're on? Or just having a look. Yes, they are. They're on a 5-1. So Redcar are going to claw it back to just 2 points down at Wimborne Road. So very close first leg so far. Of course, this was the one that was supposed to be being staged last week, but of course the rain, as it has been on quite a few times over the last week, has intervened. So we will be keeping close tabs on that one.
Yeah, the rain seems to have played a part in the playoffs.
It certainly does. It's just a frustrating thing. Oh, there's a car pulling up outside, so I think I think the man himself has turned up, but no, it's been frustrating really over the last few meetings because the players have obviously all been set in stone for scheduling, and the rain has intervened. Yeah, Ben's right. You do need a rider replacement, I think. So,
I mean,
he's on a low average, unfortunately. So we have to. We can't be a bit stuck you can get really, but
apparently you can't get a lower average than that. So
it's an assessed 2, I think, or something like that. So
speaking of below average,
we can stop talking to him about him now. He's here, so.
Hello. Are you doing all right? Come on, get your beans on and tell us all about it.
Hello, everyone. We started.
We have. Yeah. I've made your apologies. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I had what can only be described as a decorating accident. I'm not going any further than that.
Okay.
Oh, okay. She threw a pot of paint at you.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Something involving my son.
Right. Okay.
Let's just he's not in my good books. Let's put it that way.
Benson about time.
And calm.
Yeah, so I thought you could spend an hour with us then, so calm yourself down.
So where are we?
We've just actually started just open show. Ben
said we need a rider replacement. But we've just obviously been talking.
Nobody good enough. You couldn't afford them. There you go. Sorry.
Couldn't get anybody on a lower enough average, I don't think so. But we have just been talking about, as I say, we've got the first leg of the finally happening after the rain off from last week. Poole against Redcar, nip and tuck so far. Series of 5-1s between each times, and it's currently 16-14 in favour of Poole at the moment. So
interesting, keeping it tight.
Pretty close. I think Redcar will really want to keep it close, won't they? You know, Poole have got a tremendous record at Wimborne Road. I think Redcar lost there by 12 earlier in the season, so I think they'll probably want something similar to that, and certainly not any more than that, I think, to take up to Redcar later next week.
We should talk about what a great job Edinburgh did.
I'm not sure. I personally think they've let Glasgow off the hook a little bit at the end of the meeting. I think I did watch the meeting. I don't know whether you did.
I wasn't able until I can't even talk.
I did watch the meeting. Yeah, it was again rain affected. Edinburgh were dominant in the early stages of the meeting. They were Glasgow's gating was absolutely atrocious. Obviously, Chris Harris is the Glasgow number 1, so I presume he was giving gating lessons. Their gating was that poor, but I think Edinburgh left them off the hook a little bit. 14 points.
Yeah, I think they would have taken that at the beginning of the.
I think they would have taken it at the start, but at one point they were 20 points in front. So I think they'll be disappointed that they've let their local rivals get back in a little bit, and Glasgow are more than capable of pulling that back at Ashfield.
It still makes it interesting, I think.
Although Edinburgh have done okay at Ashfield this season, the times they've been there. I mean, obviously they've been quite a few times this season, so.
And the other person we should congratulate, of course, the new world champion, 6 times world champion.
Bartosz Smarslik.
Yeah. He couldn't have done any more, could he, Brady Kurtz, really?
It's crazy. You think he's won 50% of the Grand Prix this season, and he still hasn't won the World Championship. A lot of people are going to look at the sprint races and things like that, but what's ultimately cost him was that losing that chain at in Prague, which obviously put him out of the final in the Czech Grand Prix. I think that's the one that's obviously come back and beaten him in the end to be as dominant as he's been in the second half of the season and to miss out by 1 point. He took it very well, to be fair, but I think he, as I said last week, Smarslick only needed to finish second in the Grand Prix, even if Smarslick wanted to take the title. And again, it's the Grand Prix as it's been for much of the second half of the season. Easily the best two riders, dominant to the rest of the field, and they were the best two riders on Saturday. In terms of the meeting itself, I saw the first day. The first day was tremendous, and I was rubbing our hands together, thinking, this is going to be a cracker here.
And then it wasn't.
Yeah, don't know what it is with the GP track preparation. It just seems to be at the moment that they just seem to flood the track with water every single track ride, and it doesn't really help the track. Unfortunately, I've always been an advocate with the Grand Prix. They should just give the regular track staff the job and try, like, you prepare the track as you would prepare it normally. So if you screw up, it's on you, but not to sort of try and do it for them, because at the end of the day, the track staff at these tracks know the best way to have their tracks.
You would think.
Yep.
You would think.
Okay, so Poole just been another 3-all there, and it's another 3-all at the moment in heat number 6 with Richard Lawson leading the way for the Pirates. So that is still going to remain 2 points in that one. So that's the fact that's just a rerun of heat number 6. So we're going to come into heat number 7. So as I say, we'll be keeping close tabs on this race, on this meeting during the course of the show.
There's a few more things to talk about. Harry Redknapp.
Yes, we've just been discussing that, sir.
Who knew we was going to be talking about Harry Redknapp?
On the Speedway Tavern.
Yeah, what's people's thoughts on that? Good thing, bad thing, indifferent?
Can I put you on it? I mean, I do know of Harry.
You've obviously met him a couple of times, haven't you?
Yeah, he's a bit of a dreamer.
He's an enthusiastic
I don't want to pee on anybody's parade, but I mean, it's got to be good for Speedway, because even now, like, he's got people talking about Speedway. So I mean, he's probably done the job, hasn't it?
Well, if he does that, then he has done the job. But
yeah,
is it the thing we need to be sorting out at the moment? We need tracks. We need tracks.
Yeah.
And
with the best will in the world, he's not going to be able to open new tracks, is he?
Yeah.
So
I see nobody talking about plans on that. Our individual clubs, yes, we know Coventry's trying, we know that there's things happening in the Cradley world, etc., but there's no, this is what we're going to try and do to encourage tracks, encourage people to buy tracks, to get there, to make Speedway a wider sport.
Yeah. I have to say, I did read his press release. So I don't for 1 minute believe he's written that.
Okay,
no, I don't. I think the wording of it feels a bit like it's been done on AI, to be honest, not by him. But
and a regular at Poole.
So he claims, yeah. Although I've lost a lot of Poole fans on the BSF have said that they've never seen him there. So unless he goes in disguise or something, so. But it's got a few of the mainstream.
Of course, it has, yeah.
There's one.
It's a bit of publicity. Some of the national newspapers as well.
There's a certain sports-based radio station in London whose name we won't mention.
Been a bit of an accident, I think.
We won't mention who've been talking about that. So, at the end of the day, we'll have to see what it brings. It's brought a little bit of publicity in the short term, but long term is what Speedway needs to try and get itself sorted out. So we're just looking at the first spend in heat number 7.
I do agree what David said, that it does need to be back on mainstream TV. I think that would be a mainstream TV. Push,
Absolutely.
That would be huge, but I don't see any scope for it at the moment. I think
made for the BBC, isn't it? Because BBC, it used to be the home of motorsport.
Yeah.
They've got nothing.
Got nothing now, no? Yeah, so
that's right.
He's got up and he's walking away. That's good.
Just a classic first bending style in that one. So but
looks like it.
Yeah, track looks fairly. It doesn't look like much rain down there, so it doesn't look particularly wet. So So it certainly isn't as wet as Edinburgh was on Friday. So
yeah, we seem to have got into a big spell of wet weather at the moment, just at the wrong time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But it looks okay at Poole, though.
Yep.
The ground looks fine, so...
there's still hope for Peterborough Panthers after the council meeting, says Brian Racing.
Yeah, I did read that earlier. Sounds like there's things that have gone on there that sort of have not gone through the correct protocol. So I still think it's a long shot, but there's it's still there. Or what's left of the place is still there. Obviously, I think the track has now gone, and of course the stadium is now derelict. So we'll just have to see. It'd be great to see Speedway back in Peterborough because it was a fabulous racetrack. I mean, obviously you went to Peterborough a couple of times, didn't you?
Loved Peterborough. Great,
really good racetrack. Hopefully there'll be something come of that, but we'll have to wait and see.
We should also mention Team GB. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Won the pairs, wasn't it?
Yes.
World Long Track champions now.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Yes. Where was that held?
Good question. I hate you for asking me because I can't remember. Somebody out there will tell me.
Was it in the States? No, it was in the
No,
States.
it wasn't in the States. It was in Europe, wasn't it?
It was in Europe, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Was it might have been in France, I think. Was it France?
It's going to be France or Germany,
Yeah.
probably, isn't it?
I did see clips of it. It looked a decent crowd and all.
Long track picks up good crowds, but then it's a bit like stock car racing. It's a once in a while.
So what's
sort
the
of
difference
meeting.
between long track and normal speed?
I bet you can't guess from the title of where it is.
Just a long track, is it? Is it just one long track?
It's not. It's a oval.
Oh right,
but it's
okay.
big.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bigger.
Yeah, and I think they even have gears on the bikes, don't they?
I think they do,
Have
yeah.
First and second, I believe.
It used to be
much
huge.
faster.
It was huge, wasn't it? At one time, long
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Every top speeder rider used to do long track as well, didn't they? So but it's really since the emergence of the GP, the long track scene has sort of gone back a little bit. So maybe it's making a bit of a comeback. So
Been a few British riders have won the thing, haven't there? There's been, I think Peter Collins has won it.
yeah, Calvin Tyson won it 3 times. I think Simon Wigg obviously was the dominant. God rest his soul. I think he won it 5 times, didn't he?
Didn't the Flying Hairpin win it? Oh, you don't get the
I'm
reference.
looking at you blank there.
Michael Lee.
Michael Lee.
Yeah.
I think did Michael Lee win it?
I'm not sure. Somebody out there will tell us, or he might just got the one.
So I mean, I'm guessing they're going to have special tracks as well.
They're big.
They can't be, yeah, but
They're just
where are
huge.
they? Where are they in this country? Or
We don't have any in this country now.
We haven't got any. in this
Right,
country.
okay.
Yeah. France and Germany are the staples.
Yeah, just to confirm, Paul Stott was excluded in heat number 7. He was a judge to have come off on his own, so he's leaving currently at the moment. That looks like it's going to be another 3-all in that race, heat number 7 down at Poole. So
It's a tight old meeting.
yeah, this will suit Redcar, I think. So
Absolutely
suit Redcar. They don't want
We've got a few to go through, comments to go through on the shout box. So let's see if we can. Let's see. So Reginald Barker, the $1 million question: who's going to win the playoff final? I presume he means the Premiership. We don't even know who's in it yet, do we? We know Ipswich are in. Congratulations to them. It was a bridge too far for Bellevue as we thought it would be.
Yeah, it was. I don't know whether you watched it. Did you on Thursday? So
I've watched it since. Yeah.
Poor meeting.
It
Wasn't
was,
it? It was
yeah.
a really poor meeting. Bellevue were never really in it, were they?
No, it was very wet track as well.
I think it was pretty clear, certainly from Brady Curtis' point of view, that he obviously had one eye on. I think he probably had one eye on most of his second eye on Saturday. To be fair, it didn't really seem to be taking any.
Yeah, I think it was that sort of track as well, where you're going to get filled in, aren't you?
Yeah,
So-
it was wet, wasn't it? And, I suppose the last thing he wanted to be doing was going off to hospital 2 days before he was due for a date of destiny, possibly in Voynes.
As Rich Thomas says, at least he put a bit more effort in the GP than for Bellevue. I presume it means Brady Curtis there. Yeah, it's understandable, really, given the state of the track. I mean, the track was raceable, don't get me wrong. It's a typical October track, but if you get filled in...
It's understandable, but I think, I think if you were a Bellevue fan and you'd paid money to go all the way down to Ipswich, you'd probably be entitled to feel a little bit miffed, really, so...
But he wasn't the only reason they lost. You can't lay the blame on totally on that doorstep.
Yeah.
Brian Reeson said Mildenhall first meeting of the season this Saturday. Better later than never. It is late.
Late, isn't it, September? So
Ben Creswell says he's going to be going to Mildenhall.
good.
Yeah. Rich Thomas says Speedway would go totally against the BBC climate crisis agenda unless it was electric bikes. Is that true? These things are not run on petrol. Mm-hmm. They run on methanol, and as I understand it, the only side product of methanol is water.
Yeah.
So does it go again? In fact, it would seem to me to totally go in line with
Depends on how educated people are, I guess.
Well, I guess, but, you know.
Whatever happened to electric bikes? I think that was going to be the next big thing.
They're still doing it, aren't they?
They're still
some
around.
about 10 years ago,
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
I personally think it would be a good idea, but I know I'm in a minority of one. I know I'm in a minority of one on that one, but I just... So what... Let's get into that argument. What people have said to me is that it wouldn't be Speedway because you wouldn't have the noise. And I say, you've got to look at the positives of that. Wouldn't it be great to hear the riders talking to each other, shouting to each other and saying, you get up the inside of it, and all of that. Yeah. And you know, it wouldn't be Speedway as we know it now, but it would be different. And maybe both could exist. I don't know, but it would be an interesting thing, I think.
I think so, yeah.
It's all going to come down to, I'm just having a battle to put this top back on, that's it. It's all going to really come down to cost, I guess, as well, isn't it? So if you get to a situation where e-bikes work and they bring down the costing in Speedway, then you've got to be looking at it. So and people talk about the noise. I mean, the bikes are a lot quieter now than they were anyway, really, with the new silencers. So
Brian Reeson's asked us what did we think of Witches versus Bellevue last Thursday. I believe we've answered that question.
Yeah, it was
the question that
a professional job done for Ipswich, but Bellevue didn't really put them much.
They didn't really turn up, did they?
No, I think I got the impression really from the first leg, Bellevue fit. I think it was pretty clear Bellevue didn't really feel they'd done enough in the first leg.
And I didn't imagine it. Phil Taylor says Michael Lee won the World Long Track final in 1981.
Yeah.
So there you go. We haven't answered the question that we was asked though, which is who do we think is going to win the title? Are we still favouring Leicester?
I'm still going for Leicester. Yeah, I just think they've come to form at the right time.
Linda Buck, somebody I've never met.
I think it might be somebody else on her page.
Ipswich seemed to make hard work of overcoming Bellevue last Monday. Not sure I'd agree. So I'd personally rate the winners of the Leicester-Sheffield semi-final as the favourites. Yeah. But I would agree with that. But I think Leicester... They've just come into form, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been the best. They've been the best team over the last few weeks. But you know, I think you'd be foolish to write Ipswich off, and I think you'd be foolish to write Sheffield off as well. But to me, I would be leaning towards the Lions, really.
Didn't they have a long track meeting at horse racing site in Cannock in the 70s? I think Ivan Major won it. I think what's happened to that site.
I don't remember whether there was.
Don't know about that, but
I know about 25 years ago, Chris Van Straten was looking at getting a long track into Dunstall Park and was told quite emphatically no. So I don't know. I certainly I don't think there's any long track meetings finals being staged in. He was late to be fair, so he's done well. He's 21 minutes.
So much money docked out of his wages this week. You know what I mean?
Wages.
Sorry.
First.
I dream of wages. Well, I'm sure somebody out there will do a bit of research on that for us.
Clive Woodyer, Major Olsen, Michael Lee won the World Long Track Championship. Lawrence Rogers, Chatswater held a long track meeting. When that was, it was from before I was born. I would imagine that was 70s, wasn't it? So,
John Hope, yes, I was there. I think Egan Muller won it. Track there still at Chasewater.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a trotting track.
Okay.
And is it like Is it like shale or is it?
That I don't know. I've never actually been to it. It looks like shale when I've seen pictures.
I've seen footage of it. I've only ever seen older footage of it from years ago.
But maybe somebody out there will have the answer to that. What's the surface on it? Normally on a lung track. Do you know what? I think I'd like to go and see a lung track. All this talking.
I know.
about
Yeah,
it.
I think I would as well. Yeah,
different.
I'm quite excited about it. Yeah, yeah, sounds interesting.
Perhaps
There was a long
we'll
track
have
at Halden Hill above Exeter in the 70s. Yeah, so Halden, I think that was where the Exeter were looking at reopening after the lost to the county ground, didn't they? So it's I know I've gone past it a few times on my way down to Plymouth, so it's quite some way out of Exeter, but that would fit. Obviously we know Ivan Major, of course, had a lengthy spell at Exeter, and arguably one of his most successful spells of his career. So we're into heat number 8 now at Wimborne Road. It's still just the 2 points in it between the Pirates and the Bears. So I think at the halfway stage, Redcar with the one they'd take this in a shot, wouldn't they?
Yeah, at the moment.
So
yeah, okay. Well, heat 8 expect to start. Let's have a chat about Mr. Bartok Schmeichel. The only Birmingham world champion. I'm going to claim it.
Apart from Hans Nielsen.
Apart from Hans Nielsen.
And Jason Doyle.
Only one of 3 Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People forget Jason Doyle.
Jason Doyle,
Jason Doyle had that one season at Birmingham, didn't he? So
he did in the year that we nearly won the damn thing.
Yeah.
Well, let's not talk about Mr. Greg Hancock. Come on, Redcar. Yeah, so is he the greatest of all time? It's difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always difficult comparing eras, isn't it? I mean, the obvious pedestallers, of course, is with Tony Rickardsson and Ivan Major, because they were the only other 2 that won 6 championships. Would he have done as well racing the sort of speedway and the sort of bikes that Ivan had in the 70s? We don't know.
You don't know, but you can only ride the speedway that you've got.
Yeah,
can't you?
Yeah, it's sad in a lot of ways that Ivan Major isn't around anymore, because it'd be great to get his opinion on Smarsley, because I always felt he was a little bit dismissive towards Tony Rickardsson when he equalled the record 20 years ago. When obviously Rickardsson was there, because obviously he's involved in the Grand Prix, and I think he was very, very generous in his congratulations with Smarsley. Whether he privately felt like that, we don't know. I think he did. I think he was interviewed, wasn't he, during the meeting, and he said he wished he hadn't caught him up quite as quickly as he has, because I think there's every chance that Smarsley might not just equal the record, but go on and win. But
has he now got somebody that can give him a run for his money? Are we about to see a really big 10-year rival? I don't know whether this is Marshall. He's got 10 years left in him, but a rival ship to compare with some of the great rivals of like Pennell and Carter and etc. etc.
It'd be nice to think so. Yes, I mean, he's been the one thing that Kurtz won't have next season. He won't have the element of surprise, because I think he's probably caught a few people out this season. Next season's going to be different sort of pressure, because people are going to expect him to push on. I think I just hope that he's going to be not going to be one of these riders that's just going to find himself in the right place but at the wrong time, like someone like Freddie Lingard, for example, or going further back, Lee Adams, who were outstanding riders, but just riding in an era where there was just someone that was just so much more dominant.
If he'd got the same results like 2 seasons ago, he would have won.
Absolutely, yeah.
And is that something that they need to look at?
Yeah, I think so.
Does this format favour Schmarzlik?
Well, you always feel that they're trying to. Formula One went through this little route, didn't they, many years ago, of trying to negate Michael Schumacher's dominance, and in the end, of course, they did manage to succeed in doing it. So, whether the FIM is still trying to do the same thing with Smarslick remains to be seen. But they've changed the format a few times, haven't they? And Smarslick's still proving that he's able to come out on top.
He's definitely not been his normal dominant self this year.
He hasn't needed to be, really, though, has he?
Well, that's true.
That's
true. He's nearly needed to be.
He's nearly needed to be. He's, as I say,
it was one sprint race.
Yeah.
away from not winning it, really, when you think about it. And
Kurtz has, as I say, Kurtz has won 5 Grand Prix. The only rider in the history of the GPs over 30 years to win 5 Grand Prix in a row, and he's won 50% of the Grand Prix, but he's never managed to get in front of Smarsdick, and Smarsdick had the advantage of being able to get in the lead early on, and he's just had enough to just about keep him at bay. But he knows he's been in the fight this season, and I suppose in some ways I would probably say that of the 6, this is probably the one that's going to give Smarsdick the most satisfaction, because he had a real genuine rival for the championship this season.
He did seem quite happy about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so it's a great great villain for him to obviously now, because he is ultimately going to be probably, in terms of numbers, he's probably going to go on to be the greatest rider of all time. I don't see anything stopping him from adding to the 6 championships.
He only needs one, doesn't he? He only needs one to be the greatest.
Yeah.
We should look at the score. It's actually 2-point lead to Redcar at the moment.
Redcar turned it round, so...
Interesting.
So, but Poole are on a 5-1 at the moment through Louis Kerr and Zach Cook in heat number 9, so they are going to turn that round and go back in front by the looks of it, barring anything major happening in the last lap or so. Doesn't look like that's going to happen.
So that'll be 2-point lead to Poole.
Yeah. So
nip and tuck.
Yeah, looks like a close meeting. So we've obviously been dipping in and out a bit. I'm not so sure what the actual racing is like, but in terms of the score line, after some pretty one-sided playoffs that we've seen so far, then
right. Right, so there's a few more questions turned up here. Who would you guys like to see as the wild cards for next season's GP series? If you'd have asked me last year, I would have said Emil Saifutinov.
And Artem Lagusa.
Artem Lagusa, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
It's a bone of contention for a lot of people, isn't it? That's because especially with Lagusa, because Laguta's never had the chance to defend the championship that he won. Yeah. There's almost a little bit of mystique really about Laguta, because you do wonder whether that was just a one-off thing or whether he could have done it again.
Can't really see him coming back at the same level, can you?
It'd be difficult. It'd be very, very difficult. I think Emil Saifutinov, I don't think he's been quite himself this season. I think, the times I've seen him racing for Ipswich, he hasn't been at the sort of level that he's done over the last couple of years. I thought he was he was very off killer at Bellevue in the first leg, and he wasn't much better, I don't think, in the second leg. Although I do wonder whether his Polish club might have. I mean, don't forget, of course, he got injured, of course, last season in the playoffs, and he ended up not riding in the playoffs for Ipswich. So, because ultimately, by all accounts, but his Polish club sort of put pressure on him to do it, not to come and ride over here. So, David Albright says we'll have to put Smarsnick on 15 metres to give others a bit of a chance.
It's not unheard of.
No, they did it. Didn't they do it in the 60s with
15
Briggs and Funding? They put them on. There was a sort of a handicap.
Barry Briggs, some of the Australian riders.
Yeah, Ronnie Moore was another one, I think. Peter Craven, another one. They used to put them on handicaps, didn't they? Because those 5 were completely dominant.
Wow.
So, only in Speedway, as we say.
That's
only
incredible.
in Speedway.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Ben Reeson says if Emil Saifutinov can sort out his bikes, Ipswich will be powerful in the playoffs. Well,
I certainly don't think you can ride Ipswich off. They are. I mean, they are over the season. They have been the best team.
I mean, we did say at the beginning of the season that they was head and shoulders above everybody else.
There always just seems to be something goes wrong for Ipswich, doesn't it? It's almost like it seems like they get to there and then they're in the right place, but at the wrong time.
Ben Creswell says Tom Brennan for a wild card.
Not sure.
I think his time's going to come.
I think maybe in the next couple of years.
I think his time will come.
Obviously, we've got 2 in now in Dan Bewley and
Robert
Lambert. Although Lambert, after the highs of last season, has had a very disappointing season. I think he's probably quite fortunate that he's managed to get back in automatically. Really, so
maybe that'll give him a kick up the bottom.
Yeah, but, I mean, the one man that we probably should talk about, who looked like, I thought towards the end of the meeting he was going to be a real spoiler, and that was Michael Jepson Jensen.
Yeah,
he rode exceptionally well, didn't he?
He did.
Very, very bright and colourful leathers, I noticed. So he stood out, but he was excellent. And he managed to beat Smarsnick in his last ride, and going into that final, you just had the feeling that maybe he could be the one that could decide you, because I think looking at the final, I just wonder whether Kurtz was maybe a little bit too fair on Smarslick. If I'd have been in Kurt's shoes, I would have made sure Smarslick was hanging off the fence going into the first corner. Yeah. That's what he had to do. And then he just disappeared off, got his head down, and then just had a chance to look 2 laps later, and Smarslick was behind him. So
and wasn't trying. Yeah,
I mean, you could see from his body language when he crossed the line to win the GP, you just saw his head sort of go down a little bit. Just think, all that, and I've still not done it.
But possibly the most successful rider not to win a world championship.
Oh, we had another big off at I think that's Tobias Thompson. I think that's come off on the first bend. That's in heat number 10 down at Wimborne Road. Just a little bit of bunching between him and the rider in yellow. So we'll
see what the referee decides about that. Yep. I believe there was something up on the YouTube.
Don't forget to get your Rider of the Week up as well, please. Yeah, then give a good think about that. Hello, long time no see. Not been to Speedway since Newcastle closed. Is it true that Harry Redknapp is getting involved?
Yes, it is true. Yes, it is true. We've been having a little chat about it. He seems to be there more in a sort of media role, trying to get us in the publicity of the thing up.
Yeah.
There it is.
So,
From TalkSport, Harry Redknapp has an e-sporting role, but it's nothing to do with football. The legendary English manager has joined the management team of Speedway Futures Limited. This company holds all the rights for Speedway in the UK. Speedway is a sport, and it tells them, lets you know about the sport. Apparently there are 4 divisions of Speedway in the UK.
Oh, really?
Okay, it's working already.
He's got 27 clubs. There's not 27 clubs, I know that.
No. Speaking about it, he told The Sun, I watch it on TNT Sports and it's fantastic entertainment. These guys are going from 0 to 60 quicker than a Formula 1 car with no brakes, and they risk life and limb every time they race. I think that was written for him as well.
That's what I said, I only did a few miles from Poole Stadium, and back in the day I often took my boys Mark and Jamie to the Speedo to watch the brave Daredevils in action. It's still a great evening out, that it always was.
Yeah.
It really is a breathtaking motorsport on your doorstep, and it's the same all over the country at places like Bellevue, Sheffield, Oxford, Leicester, Ipswich, Glasgow and Kings Lynn, to name but a few of the iconic venues.
To name nearly all of them.
That's not,
to name the ones that's left, basically.
So,
interesting.
So, well, we I mean, it's already getting coverage, so we will see what happens.
Okay, Rider of the Week, Dan Thompson, says Phil Taylor. Rider of the Week, Dan Thompson, says Browne Racing. I think Dan Thompson.
Clive Woodley's gone for Patrick Dudek as a wild card. That's definitely a possibility, I think.
That's a good shout,
good rider, Patrick Dudek. He hasn't really hit the heights. They're just showing the gate stats there. So the outside gates at the moment at Poole, I mean, gate 4's won 44% of the race. Races gate 1's won 33%. So it's definitely the inside or the outside that's got the advantage so far in that one.
Just for the record, my Rider of the Week will be Dan Thompson.
Dan Thompson, there we go.
He's certainly
I think
come on a bit this year, hasn't he?
I think purely for the achievement, I'd have to go for Barton Smarslick. To win, to become only the third rider. That's not a bad call either. 6 world championships.
And now I'm thinking about it, maybe I should go for Brady Kurtz. 5 GPs, not just 5 GPs in the season, but on the trot.
On the trot, nobody's ever done it. Even Smalzick's never done it. Ricardson never did it either. So
I'm actually going to change my mind. I'm going to say Brady Kurtz.
He's writing all this down. He's not done that to himself.
It's news to me.
The best Dan writing as well. Dan Thompson's still way ahead, so
Okay. Well, there you go. What you're worried about? Okay, so I mean, we're coming up to the pointy end of the season now.
Yeah, the business end. So.
I'd like to know, you guys, who do you think's going to win the Premiership, and who do you think's going to win the Championship? Dudek is set to win the SEC, so will qualify for GP Direct. So,
this Championship playoff is going to be tight, isn't it? Because you would think the weakest team would be Edinburgh. I mean, they did shock Glasgow a little bit on Friday, although as I say, I'm not totally convinced. I certainly wouldn't rule
14 points. 14 points.
It's a good lead, but Glasgow, I think, are capable of pulling that back because they've had some thumping wins up at Ashfield this season. I think a lot of that's going to depend on if Edinburgh can keep it tight in the early races and just frustrate Edinburgh a little bit.
The place is going to be rocking because if you're an Edinburgh fan,
oh yeah,
you've got to be there, haven't you?
You've got to be. Yeah, it's it was seemed a bit low key, the atmosphere that came across when we watched it on Friday. So, but he'll be, I'm sure there'll be an absolutely raucous atmosphere up at Ashfield. I think it's not until next week, actually, the semi-final. So there's a bit of a long wait as well. So there's quite a long wait for Edinburgh to sort of, stew over their lead a little bit, really. So, but this one at the moment is
it's anybody's, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean,
this leg is anybody's, let alone the
Redcar will. If you asked Redcar before the meeting, 2 points. Defeat by 2 points, you'd snap their hand off.
Haven't got it yet, so.
But Paul,
How many heats have we got?
We were just on to heat number 10, so
it's a bit slow at the moment, isn't it?
So
are you late to say sod?
Well, I think you've just said it.
Okay.
So, because you're talking about Duncan Pemberton, do you want to read it?
Yep.
Sod Dan Thompson. I had a £3 each way on him at 55 to 1 on SGP2, and he came fourth.
Sounds like a you problem. Okay, heat 10 about to start.
So we've got Lawson, Thompson, Jason Edwards and Nick Morris. A blast from the past there for the Birmingham fans and for Wolves fans as well, of course.
It's all gone quiet about Nick Morris. Nobody's really...
No, it's sort of been forgotten about, doesn't it? And it hasn't been swept under the carpet and just pretend it never happened.
Yeah, I think that's how it should be. He's done his time, as they say.
Yep.
It's all forgotten about. Probably.
Yeah, probably. Possibly.
Never.
Speedway fans don't forget.
No.
They don't forget anything, do they, Brian?
I still haven't forgotten Greg Hancock, so how long ago was that?
That's 12 years ago now.
12.
12 years ago. It doesn't feel like 12 years, does it? It's just, so much has happened since then. So,
yeah, from a Birmingham point of view, not anything much good, really.
Well, 2 National League wins, of course, which are fantastic. Another one.
They're not taking any prisoners on that track tonight, are they?
Yeah, Paul did get it. Redcar looked like they got it on a 5-1, but Jason Edwards just went a little bit too wide there.
I think he might have been helped a little bit wide there.
I thought he looked like he came off on his own a little bit, to be honest. I just think he went in and got it all wrong. We're just going to see the replay now. So
just got it wrong.
There, so they're both Morris and. He looks like his team has just impeded him a little bit. So
he was in his way, wasn't he? Back wheel.
So
he was somewhere else.
What do you reckon?
I think you've got to exclude somebody for that myself.
Who are you going to exclude?
Difficult one. I think. I suppose ultimately
it's going to be somebody from Redcar, isn't it?
You'd have to exclude Edwards because he was the one that came off. The fallen rider stopped the race, didn't he? So
let's find out what's.
Yep, it is. Jason Edwards has been excluded, so that's a huge blow for Redcar. So there's a jump as well from Thompson. I don't know whether he touched the tapes there. It looked like he touched the tapes as well. So we'll have a look at this again. Has he touched the tapes? His peaks touched it.
Touched the tapes.
Peaks touched the tapes. The peak touches the tape. It's exclusion, isn't it? So we'll just have a look at it again. I'm sure he's just. Let's just have a look. They've slowed it right down. So I have to say I've been really. Yes. Got to say it's the first time in a while that I've seen
will
this.
Will that mean that Edwards will be put back in?
Well, the white light went up, but it's gone off now. Now the blue light's come on, so
it's all happening. People, the phone's going to be red hot. Phone's going to be red hot.
Yeah, Midlow's here already in the office. I noticed with the phone. So,
what good will it do?
Yeah.
Has anybody out there? I'll put this question to you: has anybody ever seen the referee change his mind after a phone call?
Are they allowed to?
I have seen it once.
I think they're allowed to. Yeah,
I have seen it. I have seen it once. It was in a Grand Prix. Can't remember which Grand Prix it was. And the other riders all threatened to walk out the meeting, so he had to change his mind back again.
No.
So,
wow.
And I don't think that referee refereed a Grand Prix meeting again.
What's the point in being a referee?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
It's like saying we're not playing.
Dave Twine says no.
Yep. No, he's definitely tossed it there. We're just looking at it again. He's definitely just caught the peak. So, but this one, I don't know whether the referee. You don't know whether the referee stopped the race because we can't see the red lights from the.
Well, he can't stop the race because he did exclude the white initially.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
I've got to say, this is the first time in a while I've seen BSN's coverage. Their coverage is fantastic.
It's great, isn't it?
I think this is. Yeah. I mean, considering the budget the TNT got, I think this blows it out of the water.
Yeah, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the time is coming up to 1:45. We have got a few meetings that are scheduled. Whether they'll go ahead, we don't know. So,
how are we doing with the old table? How's that going?
It's mighty tight at the top still. There's only a couple of points between the top 4 or 5. So, Skippy on 187, Elliot 186, Andrew 186 as well, Rich Thomas 185, and Simon still in there 183 as well. Chris the Riggle 182, Phil Taylor 182. So I think any one of those 7 might still fancy the chances of winning it, and it looks like it's going to go right down to the last couple of weeks.
I still think I'm going to win it. So
I don't think I've been that high for a long time, and considering I missed about.
Sorry, what have you been doing?
What have you been doing?
3 or 4 meetings I missed.
Okay, so let's have a look at the fixtures then for this week, and we will start tomorrow night with the semi-final of the BSN series, the second leg, Oxford against Poole.
That's up to you, Matt.
I would go Poole by 4.
Poole by 12. Where'd that come from? I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
I don't know where that come from.
I think Poole are going to be smart enough after this, whatever happens, so I'm going to say Poole by 8.
Okay, then. Next up on Thursday is the first leg of the semi-final in the Premiership, Sheffield against Leicester.
That's up to you, sir.
Me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Leicester by 4.
They have won at Sheffield already this season, so
yeah, I thought so.
I've got to do it. I'm going to say a draw.
You know, I'm going to say that as well.
Okay.
I'm going to say a draw.
Okay.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Okay, next up is Edinburgh against Oxford. So Jason Edwards is back in the rerun. He's back in the rerun, by the way. So obviously the race. Will Cairns obviously has gone in as the reserve replacement for Tobias Thompson.
It's not a bad replacement, is it?
He's only got 2 points so far, in fairness, but.
I don't know if you've just seen that red card manager just said the ref seen blue helmet peak, had touched the tape, so changed his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Dave's obviously watching the meeting for us. Yeah, Edinburgh against Oxford in the National League.
This is up to me, isn't it?
Friday, yep.
Edinburgh by 10. I've actually put Edinburgh by 16, so I'm going to change it to Edinburgh because it just came up as so Edinburgh by 16. It's a Freudian slip. Sure, go Matt.
Edinburgh by 14.
I'll go Edinburgh by 12.
Okay, and that's the first of a double header at Armadale, because after that you've got another National League meeting, and you've got Edinburgh against the Leicester Lion Cubs.
That's for you, Matt.
Edinburgh by 4.
Leicester by 4.
Mm-hmm. It's almost. I've almost got to say a draw there, haven't I? Really. Yeah. Edinburgh by 4 as well.
Okay. Meanwhile, on Friday in the BSN semi-final, first leg, Glasgow against Redcar. All the major competitions in the championship, and they're still not decided yet.
So many of them up north as well.
Yep.
No, it's not. It's Chris's go.
Well, so who was it?
Glasgow versus Redcar, mate.
Yeah, Glasgow. Glasgow by 6.
Glasgow by 14.
Glasgow by 8, I'll say on that one. Okay, the second leg of that semi-final is the following day. That's 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, Redcar against Glasgow.
And I'm going to say Redcar by 8.
Red car by 6, I'll say on that one.
Red car by 4.
Okay. Yeah, rerun of Heat 10 has just taken place, by the way. That was won by Richard Lawson, so that was a 3-all with Edwards and Morris packing in the minor placing. So still 2 points in it at the moment.
It's what they've got to do. No last places, isn't it?
Yep. All right, so moving on to Monday, we've got the second leg of the Premiership playoff semi-final, Leicester against Sheffield.
Okay, that's for you, Matt.
Leicester by 10.
Leicester by 12.
I fancy Leicester by 12.
Okay. And finally, next Tuesday, second leg of the KO Cup semi-final. I think this is on Bear Centre. Obviously, we won't be on next week, so we'll be obviously we're keeping an eye on that one. Glasgow against Poole.
Dun, 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 dun.
Which could be a dress rehearsal for the Championship playoff final.
Although at the moment it's...
Is that me?
Yep.
Glasgow by 4.
Glasgow by 8.
Glasgow by 6. Right in the middle. And that's it.
Oh, that was quick and easy. We have a few... you can't call them tweets, can you? We have a few messages on the YouTube. Wife was watching old Biker Grove shows. They went to Speedway. Good to see Mark Thorpe going round the track back then. Do you know Biker Grove?
Biker Grove.
Okay, you know Biker Grove.
Well, I should know Biker because that's where my mother was born. So
That's a
not
cracker.
about a couple of streets away from Newcastle Speedway. So
Okay.
never went there, I don't think, but...
So Duncan Pemberton says, have you mentioned the race night at the Pavilion Club showing the Wolves versus Cradley Dudley Wolves trophy, even providing a scorecard?
1989 Dudley Wolves trophy. I've got that meeting on DVD. That meeting has to be seen to be believed. I mean, the Wolves Cradley meetings were always hard fought anyway, but that one was brutal.
Well,
definitely recommend watching it if you can get a copy of it. So.
Well, I can get a copy of it.
Yeah, it's not on me. It's not on me. Yeah. So the first leg of that, obviously, as anybody who remembers the Dudley Wolves trophy, it was always on a bank holiday Monday with the first leg at Dudleywood at 11 o'clock in the morning, and then straight over to Monmouth for the second leg at 7:30. The first leg was a draw, and the second leg Wolves won by 1 point.
Wow!
So. How close it was. I think that was Eric Gunson's last ever derby before his crash at Bradford. And he got an 18-point maximum.
We should mention that Eric Gunderson may well have gone on to get a few more world titles if he hadn't had his
I say somebody who doesn't agree with you, Eric Gunderson.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember reading because he did an interview with Backtrack a few years ago, and he feels that. He's since admitted that he probably wouldn't have been riding in the British League after '89 anyway.
Right.
So, and he would have probably just come back and ridden in testimonials or World Championship events. But I mean, I think you could probably argue by that stage of the '80s, Hans Nielsen was beginning to sort of pull away from him a little bit in terms of his dominance, and Gunnarsson really didn't have. I mean, Gunnarsson didn't even finish top of Cradley's averages that season. He was Janne Pedersen, so. Yeah. So, but yeah, 1 point, and that was the last time Wolves won the Dudley Wolves trophy during the years that Cradley were at Dudley Wood. I think the last one we did win was '96, but it was when Cradley were running at Stoke, and none of the top riders rode in that one. So,
Paul have pulled away a little bit more.
Yeah, 4 point. They got a 4-2 in Heaton and Brevin, thanks to a great win by Anders Rowe, and he's unbeaten so far. I think.
Oh, he's got a job now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got a stupid question of the week this week as well. Don't laugh, but why?
Got to laugh now, haven't I?
Why no brakes? Why no gears?
Okay, so I mean, I think you've asked this question before.
Have I?
No brakes because it would be dangerous to have them.
Why?
That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it, to say that?
Yeah.
If you imagine you're going around a corner. Yeah. Or even if you're not going around the corner, even on the straight, and you put your brake on, the bike's just going to go from underneath you because it's not. Yep. It's just shale. It's loose.
Right. Okay.
It's just, there's And why no gears? Because they don't need them. If they can't go. They're not going to go any faster than that.
Yeah, Speedway is the only motorsport where you accelerate going into the corners.
Yeah.
You don't slow down going into the corners. You've got to pick speed up to get the back wheel round. So
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Thus ends this week's stupid question of the week.
It wasn't a stupid question.
I think this is where Paul are going to have a bit of an advantage going into the big heats, of course, because both Richard Lawson and Anders Rowe are unbeaten so far. Charles Wright's only got 6 from his 3 rides, and Danny King's got 5 from his 3. So, it's looking a little bit ominous that Paul. I mean, Redcar have made a decent fist of it, and as long as they can sort of restrict the damage, they should be quite happy with it. But it's difficult, really, at this point to see.
What heat are we up to?
We're on to heat number 12. That's coming up next.
Heat 14 seems like that might be critical, as it is.
Okay, so
if you're red car, what sort of lead do you want to take back?
Yeah.
What sort of deficit do you want to take back?
I think 4 points. I think they'd take this one, wouldn't they? So,
but the way it's coming up, you're not sure they're going to get 4 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
What will happen about the Sheffield versus Ipswich meeting that hasn't been run yet because of the weather?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, they will have to try and run it.
They've got to
they?
try and redo it. So.
Yeah, they'll have to try and run it. I don't know when.
Yeah.
We're running out of dates now, coming up towards October.
It's probably going to end up being run in the last week of October, isn't it? You know, there has been occasions, of course, where you have speedo meetings run in November, but those are few and far between, aren't they? So.
Really?
Yeah, watch this space is all I can say.
What's the latest you can ever remember a race being held in a season?
What, in a normal season?
Yeah.
Probably November.
Yeah.
Really?
We have had meetings run in November in the past, haven't we? So.
Oh, crikey. That's cold.
Wasn't the last meeting at the Old Perry Bar in November? In 83?
I don't know.
83?
It didn't feel like it was a cold match from my
It was
memory.
54 then. How's he going to remember that?
I know, that's fair point.
I've never been 54.
I've got a feeling when Bellevue left Hydro, their last meeting was on November the 1st, which I think was against Cradley. I think.
Our last meeting was against Cradley.
Yeah.
I remember that because we lost. I was so
heavily as well, wasn't
yeah,
it?
absolutely slaughtered.
So basically, it's all Cradley's fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody knows that.
Everything to do with Speedway.
Before sort of the 90s, it was Cradley's fault. After that, it was Paul's fault. That's the way it works, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Ever been Coventry's fault?
Well, it's been Ollie Olsen's fault. Also.
Excuse us while we rake over a few goals.
Dear me.
Your biggest disappointment in Speedway related? I don't mean like.
Are you asking that, or is that
I'm asking you. I'm
yeah,
asking
my
everybody.
big,
I don't mean Speedway. The Brews disbanding.
Well, that is my biggest
I know,
disappointment, obviously.
Speedway related. I mean, doesn't have to be about the Brews.
I'll let you go first.
Could be World Cup.
That's a difficult one.
Grand
That's
Prix.
probably an easy one for me. That's losing the lead title to Bellevue in '93 on the last night by 1 point.
You
On
just
the
made
last-
it easy for me, haven't you?
Yeah.
On the last night.
When we lost the playoff final to that guy,
Paul.
yeah, to Paul, because they got a ringer in, which they wouldn't be allowed to do.
Tell you a little story about '93 because I mean at one point we were about 15 points. I mean, there was no playoffs in these days. We were about 15 points in front at the top of the table, and then we just completely got decimated by injuries. But about 6 weeks before that meeting, Bellevue went to Cradley and got a bit of a fluky point, and we was all there on the backstone jumping up and down and winding all the Cradley fans up, and it turned at that point won Bellevue the league. So he came back in bitter. So,
Oh dear.
yeah.
Only in Speedway.
Only in Speedway. What was your happiest moment?
I think winning the league at Swindon in 2009, that's my favourite ever memory. Having finished rock bottom the season before, it was a complete turnaround. So, but I remember that vividly.
I mean, I've spoken about that knockout cup final against Eastbourne, which was a tremendous
74, was it?
something along those lines. But actually, it was when Andy. I might get emotional now. It's when Andy Graham won the British final.
82.
Yeah, it just two days after Jeanette Cudran had died.
Yeah.
It was. We all thought he's done it for Kermit. You know. That was what you'd call a bittersweet moment.
Especially, of course, with Alan finishing second as well.
Yes.
Even though he wasn't a Birmingham rider then. So
he's always been thought of as a Birmingham rider. He always will.
Yeah.
By Brummies fans. We were absolutely when we heard that he'd gone, and where he'd gone to, we were spitting feathers.
Yeah.
Joe Thurley was not popular at that point in his career.
He was justified to go there, though, wasn't he? Because he won everything at Cradley, you know. And
you can't blame Alan Graham, but you would, if Joe Thurley had put him back in the team when he said he was going to put him back in the team and not said, no, you need another couple more weeks to get to heel. Who knows what we would have achieved having Andy and Alan in the same team when they were at their best. Heat 12.
So we got Lewis Kerr, Paul Stark against Jason Edwards and Jody Scott. I think Rekar, if they can, they need to try and get a heat advantage out of this one. I think so.
Out of this one,
because we got those two big heats, 13 and 15 coming up.
And just before we go, Rider of the Week, Dan Thompson.
It is Dan Thompson. Okay,
well done.
And we've reached.
Unfortunately, of course, we are not going to be here for the next 2 weeks.
We're not going to be next week, and nor the week after, because unfortunately I'm on holiday. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
No, you're not.
You know, I really don't want to go and lie on a beach for 7 days, but you know.
You shouldn't talk about your wife like that, right? But
In trouble you are.
But we will be coming back afterwards to finish the show, and we will continue to keep putting the predictions on as well over the next couple of weeks.
And the show will continue to the end of the season.
That's the plan.
Unfortunately, you're stuck with us.
You take care, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Enjoy your stay. Welcome to the Speedway.